Good evening. I'm Mary Love and this is Country Living. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, I hope after watching this video that you'll consider doing so. If you subscribe, hit the bell notification so that every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified of it. I make simple recipes. I'm not a fancy cook by no means. Tonight I'm going to be making some cube steaks. I put some green beans in my crock pot earlier before we left for church with some new potatoes in them. Whew, sorry I'm out of breath. But some new potatoes, some bacon, and some onions, and they've been cooking for about 4 hours now. I put them on just a little while before we went to church, maybe a couple of hours or so. And this is what they look like. I don't know if you can see them or not. Ooh, there they are. They taste so good. So good. And after a while, after I get dinner done, I'm going to get my jam and jelly maker out and I'm going to make some strawberry jam. I've got some strawberries that I got today. I got a flat of them. I got 2 trays of them in the freezer that are doing a flash freeze. I washed them and real good and capped them, and I'm going to put those in my food saver bags for this winter when I decide I want some strawberry shortcake. And I had some left to make some strawberry jam with, so that's what I'm going to do after a while, and I'll videotape that so that you can see what I do. That little jam and jelly maker I've got, that's about the best thing since sliced bread. I absolutely love it. But anyways, back to the task at hand. We're having some cube steak for dinner tonight. I've got about 4 cube steaks here. I've got just some self-rising flour, some nature's seasoning that I'm going to season the meat up with. I've got 1 egg. And as you can see, I got my skillet on there with that grease getting hot. Let me whisk this egg up. And I'm going to put just a little bit of water. Well, maybe not. I think that'll work just fine. So, let me get you down here where you can see what I'm doing. And we're going to take these cube steaks. Ooh, I think that grease is a little hot. Turn that burner down, it's a smoking. Put it back on there when I get some of these done up. I'm going to pound these out just a little bit. So let me pause this for just a second. Alrighty, I got those pounded out. They're already tenderized, but I like them just a little bit more. So I'm going to put some of this nature seasoning on here on both sides. Then we're going to dip it in the flour. Just like that. Then we're going to dip it in the egg. Get that on it. And then back in some flour. Oh, I didn't give very much egg on that side. And then back in some flour again. Get that nice crust on it. Then we're going to place it in that skillet. It is sizzling, but not real loud. Alright. We don't usually eat before we go to church on Wednesdays because my husband doesn't get home from work in time. And he's on vacation this week, but we still didn't eat before we went because he preaches on Wednesdays, and he's just not one for getting up there after he's ate for fear he's going to have to walk off the stage for a minute. Alright, we got room for 1 more in that skillet. Should have got 2 eggs. I think I'm going to need some more flour. Maybe not. Alright, let me get this one in the skillet. Let me wash my hands off. That's a nasty mess. Hot. Ouch. That's some hot water. Alright. We got 3 of them in there going. I may wait till tomorrow to cook that other one, since it's just me and my husband. Wrap it up and put it in the refrigerator. And I'm cooking them in some bacon grease. I'm just a good old Southern woman who believes when you cook bacon, you save that grease. That stuff is like gold. I love to use bacon grease to fry potatoes in. Cut up some onions and put them in your potatoes and cook them in that bacon grease. Oh man, that's just delicious. But I got new potatoes in my green beans, so no fried potatoes tonight. But that's all right too. We just got home a little while ago from church. Church went great. Had a great service. I love to listen to my husband preach. He does a really good job. He hasn't been preaching long, but he does a really good job at it. We both love the Lord. We give Him praise for everything we have, because if it wasn't for Him, we wouldn't survive. And I'm thankful that He loves us. But I got these cube steaks going. I'm going to let them cook for just a little bit before I flip them. And we'll be back momentarily. Alright, here's the cube steaks all nice and brown, ready to be eaten. Now I normally would fix some gravy to go along with them if I was having mashed potatoes, but since I'm not having mashed potatoes tonight, I'm not going to fix any gravy. He'll survive without it, I'm sure. But I'll fix me a plate here in just a minute. I'm getting ready to chop up some more strawberries to get ready to make some strawberry jam here in just a little bit, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, we got some canned green beans that I canned last year with new potatoes, bacon, and onions cooked in them. I've got some cube steak and some fresh tomato that I'm guessing was grew in Texas. It was grew at somebody's home, but it wasn't at my home. So here's hoping that it tastes good. So let's give this a try. And beans are going to be hot because they're steaming. Ooh, it tastes good. You just can't beat a fresh tomato. Man, there just ain't nothing like it. Woo, I'm going to cut that in half. They're going to be hot. And potatoes are good and tender. Yummy. Woo! Hot, hot. Man, that's delicious. Well, this is my dinner for tonight. And I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to finish eating my dinner. And then I'll be back here in just a moment after I get everything set up to make this strawberry jam. And I'll show you how I do that. So don't go away. I'll be back. Alrighty. Now we're back. We're going to make some strawberry jam. The recipe calls for, and this is in my little recipe book that came with my jam and jelly maker. It calls for 2 2/3 cups of crushed strawberries, 3 tablespoons of powdered pectin. I use the Sure-Jell brand. 3 1/3 cups of sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of butter. The butter is to keep it from overflowing, foaming up really bad once you get it in the jam and jelly maker and it goes to cooking real good. The butter keeps it from foaming up and flowing over. And I normally keep a pan under my machine, but my pans are both in the freezers with strawberries on them freezing. So, fingers crossed that it doesn't overflow, because that is a nasty mess. And I really don't want to have to clean it up, but I will. But here we go. Let's get you down here where you can see what I'm doing. We got to break these strawberries up, so we're going to mash them. Maybe. There we go. We got to have, how much did I say? 2 2/3 cups of crushed strawberries. This will build your muscles up, I'll tell you that. Mercy. I knew there was a reason I didn't make strawberry jam that much. One, I don't really care for it, but I know some people that do. So, alright, don't make a mess, Mary. Let's add a few more berries. This is definitely a workout. Ooh, these strawberries, they taste really good too. They're sweet. I got some in the freezer, so when I want to make me some strawberry shortcake, I'll have me some. Because I found that the Cool Whip brand of whipped topping makes a sugar-free Cool Whip that is really good. And I really like it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put the powdered pectin in the bottom of my machine here. Let's get this all sprinkled in here as evenly as possible. Alright. And then as soon as I get enough of these strawberries mashed up, see how many we got? 2 2/3 cup. I don't think I've ever made jam in this. I make jelly. If you like making just small batches of jelly, man, this thing is fantastic. Make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Sprinkle the pectin over the bottom. Add crushed strawberries. Add butter. Okay, so there's one. There's 1 cup. Y'all help me remember so I don't forget, because I can't take these out and recount them. So there's 2. There's 2. Gotta get another cup, and then 2/3 of a cup. Yeah, My favorite jelly is grape. Next to that is blackberry. I make a strawberry kiwi jelly that my daughter, she really likes. It's not bad, but my favorite's grape. Get off of there. I think that's a cup. Looky there. Yeehaw. Alrighty. A few more and we'll have the strawberries done. Now then I need 2/3 of a cup. Yeah, almost used all them berries. Woo! That about got ugly. That about slid off the counter. That's not a blooper I want to make. Alrighty. Mash them up pretty good. Alright. I think that'll do it on 2/3 of a cup. More than do it. Probably going to have just a tad bit more than what it actually calls for. But that's alright. It won't be much more. So, we're just going to add this little bit in here. There we go. Put that in the sink. Now then, I'll put you around here where you can see this thing. And it calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of butter. Look at there. That's about a 1/2 teaspoon. Alrighty. Dry my hands off. We're going to put the lid on here. Plug it up. And push the jam button and push enter. It automatically sets it to 21 minutes. In 4 minutes it'll beep, and that's when I'll add the 3 3 1/3 cups of sugar. And then I got my ball canner going here with my jars in it. This will make about 4 1/2-pint jars of strawberry jam. I'll jar it up, then I'll water bath it for about 10 minutes. I'll turn the canner off and let it set in the hot water with the lid off of it for about another 10 minutes before I take the jars out of it. And then I'll let the jars sit on the counter for about 24 hours before I do anything with them. Then I'll take the rings off, check to make sure the flat's sealed, and then I'll wipe them off and put them on the shelf. And we'll have some homemade strawberry jam. So I will be back here in just about 3 minutes to add some sugar, and I'll see you here. Alrighty, it beeped, so we're going to add some sugar to it now. The sugar added. Now we'll put the lid back on it, let it do its thing, and in about 17 minutes we'll have some strawberry jam made. So I'm going to turn this off, because trust me, watching this thing go around in circles is about like watching paint dry. It just ain't that fun. So I will see you back here in just a few minutes. Whew! Thought I was going to have a mess. Look at that bubble up. See, that's what the butter does. It keeps it from foaming up and flowing out. Whew. Scared me, thought I was gonna have a mess. I'll be right back. Alrighty, this is done. We're gonna hit cancel, unplug it. Take this deal out. And I'm going to turn you around here where you can see what I'm doing. Move a jar over here. And we'll fill these jars up. Get them back in the water bath. We'll see how many we get. Just a little bit more in that one. I always heat up at least 5 jars. And I'm thinking probably glad I did. Ah, that jar's hot. Yep, I'm glad I did heat up 5. I'm still going to have a little bit left over. Alright, I got a little bit too much in this one jar. I'm going to take a little bit of that out. Alright. Wipe off these rims. Woo, that stuff's hot. Ouch, ouch, ouch. I'm not sure what happened there, but all of a sudden everything went dark. I'll be right back. Alright, now maybe you can see. My battery was about to go dead on me. But as I was saying, we're going to clean these rims real good. Make sure there ain't nothing sticky on them. Get the lids on here. Get them back in the water bath canner. Woo! Man, that's hot. I think tomorrow I'm going to make a homemade chocolate cake. Find somebody to give it to. Man, that stuff's hot. One more. Woo! The water's hot too. Alrighty, there's 5 half-pint jars. Strawberry jam. We'll turn that up on can where it'll heat up. That's the first time my battery ever about went dead on me on my phone. While I was videotaping anyways. Alright. Let me find something to put this little bit that was left. Oh, we'll put it in here. Ooh, that that's going to set up so pretty. Had enough left for about another half a jar. My husband will probably like this. I don't know if he likes strawberry jam or not. But I bet we find out. Let me grab a spoon. See about getting the rest of that out. I don't want to waste it. As soon as that water bath canner goes to boiling, I'll set the timer on it for 10 minutes. And then, as I said, after it cooks for 10 minutes, boils for 10 minutes, then I'll turn it off and let it sit with the lid off of it for another 10 minutes. And then I'll set it on the counter. Nope. Cooked strawberries, maybe after they get cold, I'll like it. Maybe. Not that I can eat it, but anyways, there's what I had left. So, maybe my husband will like it. But that's how you make strawberry jam in this jam and jelly maker. And as I said, if you don't have one of these and you enjoy making small batches of jelly, these things, it's a great little investment. I got mine at Walmart. I think it was like $90, $90 plus tax. And I've had it for about 4 years, probably. But it was a good little investment. But it just makes small batches of jelly, about 4 half-pint jars, depending on what kind of jelly you're making. Sometimes you're lucky enough to get 5, as I just did. But most times it's just usually about 4 half-pints. But even still, it's just me and my husband, so I try to make some sugar-free jelly for me, but I'll make him the regular because he's not diabetic, so he can eat whatever he wants. But anyways, I will let this do its thing for about 10 minutes back here, and then we'll turn it off, take the lid off of it, let it set for another 10, and when I take it out, I'll show you what they look like, and we'll call it a night here in just a little bit. So just hang out a little bit longer. Alrighty, there's the strawberry jam after taking it out of the water bath canner. And now, like I said, we'll let it set here for 24 hours, and then tomorrow I'll take the rings off, I'll wash the jars, and then I'll put it away. I've enjoyed making this video tonight. This one's a little bit longer than any of my other ones have been yet so far. But as I said, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel and you like this video, I really hope that you'll consider doing so. I know if you look on my about information on my channel, it shows that I started my channel about 8 years ago, but I didn't make any videos then. I just started making videos 2 weeks ago. So if you would consider subscribing, I really hope you do. And I appreciate the ones who have, and I thank you for this. And like I said, I think tomorrow I'll make a homemade chocolate cake and I'll video that. But for now, I'm going to say good night. God bless. And till we see each other again.